Hey everyone, welcome to day 73. The title is Surrendered Steps, and the scripture is Psalm 51 verse 17, and it says, "For the source of your pleasure is not in my performance or the sacrifices I might offer to you." And the devotional says, "So often we think that God's blessings are going to come faster if we're busy and doing all we can to make things happen on our end. Not so. God doesn't need our help. God needs our heart. All our actions should be out of the overflow of a love relationship with Christ and a desire to move in step with His will, His heartbeat, and His direction. That's the essence of blessed obedience. It's not about proving, performing, or earning. Walking in obedience is more about alignment and a statement of trust in the everlasting goodness of God, and a desire to be where and what He needs as chosen vessels here to make manifest His glory. Obedience isn't supposed to be this ominous, heavy thing. It's an invitation to enter a faith adventure with God. The sacrifice God requires is not in what you do, it's found in the condition of a surrendered heart. And then the question says, how have you been trying to help God answer your prayers? I talked to a girl the other day, and she was expressing how she was in a relationship with someone and, was having sex with him and then now he's pulling away and she's just feeling stupid, but also she definitely wanted to have sex with him. It wasn't a thing that she felt manipulated into, but then she's wrestling because she feels like she should feel the weight of that sin, but she doesn't, and just wrestling internally, and there was no peace in her life. And the one thing I told her from experience in my own life is, it's not about changing your actions and then you'll get closer to God. Just get closer to God and your actions will change because your heart changes. I think a lot of us who grew up in Christian households and now we're living in this modern day world and we're figuring out our faith for ourselves and we're confused and the lines are more blurred than they've maybe ever been before. And so we feel like we know what we should, right? How we should feel, how we should act, how our devotional time should be. But then on the other end, there's reality. This is how I should feel, and this is how I actually feel. And there's a gap, there's a disconnect. And I just want to encourage you, because for me, so long, I ignored how I actually felt because I was like, well, this isn't what I should feel. I feel like, I want to get closer to you, God. No, I didn't. I wanted to want to get closer to God. But in that season of my life, reality was I didn't want to get close to God because I knew He would ask me to give up things I didn't want to give up. I knew I was sinning. I knew I was in the wrong relationships. I knew all these things and I knew what I should, but I didn't acknowledge reality. And I just want to encourage anyone out there, if you are stuck in that place between how you should feel and how you actually feel, I want you to choose how you feel, because the thing is, God already knows. You're not keeping a secret from Him. And you're lying to yourself, and God can't work with lies. He can't work with that, God can work with anything, but you know what I'm saying? He needs you to just come to Him and be like, hey, here it all is. I'm just going to bear it all before you. You already know anyway. And there's something about surrendering and just saying it all out loud to God that then you finally feel like, I've said it before, but you take all the bricks out of your backpack, that weight is lifted, and then God can be like, okay, great. Now we can get somewhere. Where do you want to go from here? Do you want to do things my way or your way? He's not going to force you. He's a gentleman. We have free will. We can do whatever we want to do. But if I can encourage you, our way is not the best way. It might be fun for a minute. If sin wasn't fun, none of us would do it. But ultimately, it ends up in such a dark and bad place. It's just about surrender. The prayer at the bottom says, Lord, I surrender my ambition for your agenda. Subdue my anxiousness and give me a steadfast heart that reflects a deep trust in you. That's the other thing too. When you do go to God and you are vulnerable and you just express yourself and you let it all out, you will be shocked, if you struggle with anxiety, at how much of that anxiety lifts off of you immediately. It's living in this straddled kind of over here and over here. When you're just in chaos, that is the breeding ground for anxiety. So I just want to encourage you, just choose reality, choose what your thoughts are today, and then go from there. Don't get caught in this, well, I should feel this way. It's not how you feel. Just be honest with yourself, be honest with God, and go from there. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 74. Bye.